The story starts with a sweet little girl named Abigail practicing ballet all alone inside an empty theater. But what she didn't know was that just outside, a ruthless gang was planning to kidnap her. Their hacker had already shut down all the security cameras at Abigail's house, and a sniper quietly took position on the roof. After her dance practice, when Abigail stepped out of the theater and got into her car, she had no clue that the criminals had already planted a tracker under her vehicle. Just as the car, she moves forward, and the kidnappers start following her. Meanwhile, a hacker breaks into the system and unlocks the front door, and three criminals sneak into Gail's bedroom, hiding behind the furniture. Among those thugs was a woman named Joy. When she realizes they're about to kidnap a little girl, she objects. Her rule was never to get involved with kids' stuff. But the others scare her into staying quiet. Soon after, Gail arrives home, and as she lies down on her bed, those hiding in the dark, the criminals saw their chance and attacked. A man tried to grab her, but Gail quickly jabbed a sharp pencil right into his hand. Then another guy stepped forward, covered the girl's mouth tightly and grabbed her. The first thug got angry and was about to slap Gail when Joy stopped him, telling him not to lay a hand on the girl. Then Joy stepped forward herself and gave Gail a knockout injection, making the innocent girl fall into a deep sleep in no time. Meanwhile, the rest of the team, the guys waiting outside in the car, warned the people inside over the radio that a car is coming their way. Without wasting any time, the three criminals quickly stuff Gail into a bag and quietly slip out through the window. Just as they cross the garden with the girl and meet up with the sniper who came down from the roof, the house security alarm suddenly starts blaring. Sensing the danger, they have to make a quick getaway. Right then, the other two team members show up with their van, and somehow, they manage to get out safely. On the way, they check Gail's pulse to make sure she's alive, and then blindfold her. A little further down the road, just as they're about to reach a police traffic checkpoint, Hacker nervously tells Q-Dong to take a different route, but the driver was very clever. He suddenly turns the van and hides behind a big truck, slipping past the police unnoticed. Finally, they reach their destination. It's a desolate and eerie place, far away from the city. It was a mansion. That's where they meet Lambert, the mastermind who hired everyone for this kidnapping. Inside the mansion, after tying Gail to the bed in a room, Lambert lays down the rules for them. Nobody is allowed to tell each other their real names or talk about their past lives. It's just a 24-hour mission. They only need to take care of the girl until her rich dad sends a hefty 50 million ransom. Lambert doesn't tell them who the girl's dad actually is. Safety-wise, he collects everyone's phones so no one can track them. Before leaving, he gives everyone new code names to hide their identities. As soon as Lambert leaves, the whole team starts enjoying the expensive liquor kept in that old mansion. They have no idea their happiness will only last for a few hours. Drunk, Dean tries to be clever and guess everyone's past lives, but he completely fails. Then Joy makes a bet and instantly tells the exact truth about everyone, just by their behavior and clothes. She says Frank used to be a police detective. Peter is a gangster in the mafia. Sammy is the rich spoiled girl. Rick is the sniper, and Dean is a taxi driver. In return, Frank, looking at Joy, figures out she must have been a drug addict for sure. Those criminals had spilled each other's secrets, but the most terrifying truth was still waiting for them in that locked room. Then Joy goes to Gail's room to check on her. Gail's blindfold and handcuffs were really tight, so Joy takes them off and ties her hands in front instead. Joy does it gently. She explains that they won't harm him and makes Pinky promise to confirm it. Joy says she has a son too, but Gail replies that they've made a huge mistake and apologizes for whatever's about to happen. A 12-year-old girl apologizing to kidnappers, like that was a clear sign of some terrible disaster ahead. Worried, Joy tells Frank, who then goes to Gail's room to get the truth out of her. That's when he hears Gail mention her father, Christ of Lazar. Frank feels the ground slip right from under his feet. He runs over and tells the group that this girl is the daughter of the most dangerous underworld don in the world. Sensing the danger, they quickly lock all the doors of the mansion. After that, weird things start happening in the house. Dean, having fun, draws on Peter's sleeping face. then heads down to the basement kitchen. Suddenly, an invisible force grabs his leg and drags him back into the darkness. Hearing his voice, Sammy rushes down to the basement, where Dean was sitting quietly at a table. But as soon as she gets close, Dean's head is suddenly severed from his body. Breaks away. Seeing this terrifying sight, Sammy gets so scared she throws up. The others arrive too, and immediately remember Laser's deadliest and most ruthless shooter, Voltage, who used to kill people just like this without leaving any clues. Panicked, they all rush to check on Gail, who is completely safe in her room. Rickles, terrified and trying to escape, opens the main door of the mansion only to find another heavy iron gate locked right in front of him. Peter tries to break it down with all his strength, but his move triggered the mansion's automatic security system, which in the blink of an eye covered all the windows with thick iron sheets. They were all completely trapped inside now. Joy quickly realizes this isn't a coincidence, but a well-planned trap. Meanwhile, Rickles goes to check his gun, but it's gone. Joy rushes over to Gail and asks if she saw anyone else near the room besides Frank. Gail firmly says no, crying as she adds that Frank had threatened that he works only for her father, and that his real name is Valdez. Joy and Rickles share this with each other, and decide to find a way out of the mansion. But just as Joy is about to leave the room, she hears a strange noise. She turns around and sees Rickles standing by the wall in a very weird way. When Joy goes to him, she realizes that Rickles has been brutally beaten. His lifeless body suddenly falls into Joy's arms. Filled with anger and fear, Joy! She runs up and points a gun straight at Frank. She accuses Frank of killing Rickles, but Frank, defending himself, says he's innocent, and that the girl is just trying to turn everyone against each other. Angry, he sends Peter to finish off Abigail. Just as Peter is about to shoot Abigail in the room, Joy arrives and stops him. Suddenly, Abigail easily slips off her handcuffs. She does a ballet dance move and reveals her true terrifying self to everyone. She's not some innocent little girl. No, actually, she was a ruthless vampire. Just then, Abigail jumps straight at Peter and grabs him. Frank starts firing bullets at Abigail to save him. But the shocking thing was that Abigail's wounds healed instantly on their own. Joy also shoots at her, but the bullets have no effect. Seeing death up close, they all run away and lock themselves in a room. Now they realize that the most dangerous shooter at larger all these years, Voltage, was none other than Abigail herself. Here it is. All the doors and windows of the mansion were sealed shut with 2-inch thick iron sheets, so thick that Sammy's computer couldn't hack through them. Frank and Peter started breaking wooden sticks and sharpening them into points. But Joy didn't help with any of this, because she knew that if they killed Gagail now, her mafia father, Christoph Laser, would get even angrier. When they, fully prepared, finally went into Gagail's room, she was nowhere to be found. Just then, weird music suddenly started playing throughout the mansion. Following the sound, they went into another room, and there, seeing the scene, they were completely shocked. Meanwhile, Gail was having a blast, dancing while holding Dean's corpse. Peter, angry, tries to grab her, but Gail easily throws him to the ground with a single move and yanks the cross necklace from his neck, seriously injuring him. The cross wasn't having any effect on that vampire. Frank tries to attack from behind, but Gail snatches his weapon and strikes right at his leg. Everyone barely manages to escape and runs back downstairs. Once there, Joy reminds everyone that the knockout injection they used during the kidnapping was still kinda working on Gail, and they still had one shot left in the medical kit. They agreed that whoever spots the girl first would radio Joy so he could get there ASAP and give her the injection. Sammy, while searching, ended up in this dirty, creepy hallway. Suddenly, bats swarmed, making her stumble and fall into a deep pool filled with rotting bodies. She screamed in terror and somehow managed to crawl over the decomposing corpses. She crawls out. Meanwhile, on the other side, Peter sees Gabby in her terrifying form and runs for his life, locking himself in a room. But Gabby breaks down the heavy door in one swift move and chases him while doing ballet dance moves. Peter runs down the hallway, suddenly crashes into an open door Frank left, and falls down the railing. Then Gabby lunges at Frank and throws him down the stairs. Seeing the chance, Joy tries to give Gabby a knockout injection, but Gabby shakes her hand off. The syringe fell beyond the iron gate. Just then, Sammy came from behind and tried to grab Abigail, but Abigail quickly turned around and bit her hand badly. At that moment, the injured Peter mustered his remaining strength, came back, and tackled Abigail to the ground. Joy quickly picked up the syringe from beyond the gate and plunged it straight into Abigail's neck. As the medicine took effect, the vicious vampire girl passed out. They had managed to temporarily escape that devil, but Sammy was now seriously scared because of Abigail's bite. Her body would soon turn into a bloodthirsty vampire. After a while, Gail wakes up inside a cage. Joy tells her that if she shows them the way out, they'll set her free. But Gail just laughs loudly and says it was all part of her plan. And Lambert works for her too. She starts naming everyone's real identities and their dark pasts one by one. She says Sammy stole money from his own parents' bank account, and Peter robbed his own gang, while Frank was in the police force. He was doing illegal stuff like a criminal. Joy was an army doctor who got fired because of her drug addiction, and during her treatment, she accidentally killed a gang member. All of these people had once been Laser's biggest enemies. Right now, Gail explains that she's hunting down her father's enemies to get his love and attention. She offers this deal. Whoever gets her out of this cage, she'll let them live. Driven by greed, Peter steps up to free her. That's why Joy shoots him straight with her gun. Everyone else leaves, but Frank stays behind. He makes a deal with Gail, alone, saying he'll set her free if she shows him the way out. Gail tells him that pulling an Agatha Christie book in the library opens a secret door. Even after finding out the way, Frank doesn't let her go. So Gail breaks the cage door with her strength and gets out. Just then, Joy arrives and breaks the wooden boards off a nearby window. The sun. As soon as the light falls on Gail's hand, her hand bursts like wax and she screams. Running back into the darkness, everyone runs for their lives and gathers, under the sunlight coming, through a tall window inside the library. Sammy stands in the sun and feels fine, relieved that she hasn't turned into a vampire. Frank quickly pulls the book from the cupboard, but nothing happens because Gail had lied to him earlier. Joy tells Sammy that she'll use the money from this job to go back to her son and start fresh. She wanted to start over, a reset. As soon as Sammy heard the word reset, a big idea struck her. If they could find the main power source of the mansion, they could unlock all the locks in one go. They split into two groups and set out to find the power source. Just then, Abigail suddenly starts playing that creepy music again. Because of a previous cut, it completely takes over Sammy's mind. Before anyone realizes, Sammy turns into a ferocious vampire, attacks Peter's neck, drinks all his blood, and kills him in agony. With her magical powers, Abigail controls Sammy. She starts controlling him like a puppet on her fingers. When Joy and Frank arrive, Sammy shows them her terrifying, transformed self. They both run for their lives and head back toward the library. Sammy chases after them at vampire speed. Just then, Gail's voice comes through Sammy's, saying how much she hates this room because years ago, her father turned her into a vampire right here. At that moment, Joy grabs a shiny tray nearby and reflects sunlight directly onto Sammy's body. As the light hits her, Sammy's body explodes with a powerful blast. As soon as Sammy dies, a secret door suddenly opens there. Joy and Frank rush inside and find the mansion's secret control room along with Lambert, who has become a vampire himself. As soon as Lambert shows up, he grabs Joy by the neck and explains that 2 years ago, when Abby found out he had helped Frank, she turned him into a vampire as punishment. Since then, he's been trapping Laser's enemies and bringing them here. He says he's already called Laser, who's on the way. Lambert himself had just killed Gail and her father. He wanted to rule, so he offers Frank a chance to become a vampire too. Frank falls for the trap. Lambert knocks Joy out and bites Frank's neck. After drinking Lambert's blood, Frank turns into a super dangerous vampire. Lambert tells him to drink the blood of the now conscious Joy, but Frank was too clever for that. He tricks Lambert and stabs a sharp wooden stake right into his chest. Lambert explodes with a huge blast. Just then, Abigail arrives, but the new vampire, Frank, overpowers her and starts biting her neck. Seeing the chance, Joy disables all the mansion security from the control panel and grabs her phone back. She tries to run away, but the main exit of the secret corridor is still locked. Feeling helpless, she sends a final voice message to her son. Just then, Frank finds her and throws her back into the library. He lifts Joy into the air and slams her onto the furniture. Desperate to save herself, Joy starts punching him non-stop, but her punches barely faze Vampire Frank. It wasn't having any effect. Just as Frank was about to kill her, Abigail shows up and saves Joy. Abigail was really weak because Frank had sucked her blood. She asks Joy for help and promises to get her safely to her son. Now the two of them team up to fight Frank, but Vampire Frank was way too strong. With one strike, he knocks Abigail to the ground and stabs that same sharp rod into Joy's shoulder, hanging her from a pillar on the wall. Joy screams in pain. Then Frank. Dobra grabs Gail again and starts biting her. Gail, writhing in pain, lifts her pinky finger to remind Joey of their pinky promise. Then Frank pulls Joey down from the pillar and bites him right on the neck. After that, Frank tries to use his new vampire powers to control Joey's mind and orders him to kill Gail. But Joey was just pretending. Suddenly, he spins around and gives Frank a hard shove. Meanwhile, Joey picks up a sharp wooden stick lying on the ground and she knocks him down. Then Joy and Abigail use all their strength to stab that stick right through Frank's chest, causing a huge explosion that rips Frank apart. He's finished for good. Joy was really scared that Frank's bite might turn her into a vampire too. But Abigail assures her that since Frank's dead, there's no way that will happen. True to her promise, Abigail helps her get out of there safely. Just as Joy turns around, someone grabs her shoulder firmly from behind. It's none other than, actually, right now Gail's fierce dad was Laser. Laser was so angry he wanted to kill Joy, but Gail stepped in like a shield in front of her father and said that Joy had saved her life and had been with her when her own dad wasn't around. Laser listened to his daughter, kissed Joy's hand in thanks, and let him go. Gathering all her remaining strength, Joy got into the van waiting outside the mansion. There, she found her last lollipop, ate it, sighed with relief, and drove away, leaving that hellish mansion far behind. So, this scary story ends right here. Let me know in the comments how you liked the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.